Today we are diving into The Zen Way of Recovery by Laura Burges. It's a really powerful book that looks at a unique path out of addiction, one that blends the ancient wisdom of Zen Buddhism with the very practical tools of modern recovery. Let's get into it.
Right from the start, Burges hits us with this powerful idea. It suggests that addiction isn't just some random disease, but a kind of misguided spiritual quest. It's a search for connection, for freedom, for relief from suffering, all the things a real spiritual path might promise. But this one, it's a shortcut that leads straight to a dead end.
So let's dig into that first part of the journey, what addiction seems to offer before it starts taking everything away.
For her, like for so many people, alcohol at first felt like a solution. It seemed to just dissolve the painful walls between herself and the world. It was an answer to social anxiety, a ticket to a life that felt bigger, more vibrant, and totally free. In her own words, it was a shortcut to something that felt a whole lot like a spiritual experience.
But of course, that promise was a lie. And that shortcut, it led right to that dead end. The very things that alcohol seemed to promise, that freedom, that peace, that relief, were just systematically ripped away, leaving her in what she calls a state of profound demoralization. The solution had become the poison.
Now, it's from this place of total demoralization that something new begins to grow. She calls it way-seeking mind, the desperate search for a true path. And for her, this led straight to Zen Buddhism.
And listen, she didn't just dabble. Burges went all in. She gave up her apartment, her job. She moved right into the Zen Center. She describes her practice as incredibly intense, like she was approaching it as if to save my head from fire. It sounds like the perfect recovery story, right? You hit rock bottom, you find enlightenment, you're cured. But that is not what happened.
And this right here is the crucial turning point of the whole book. After 5 years of dedicated practice, we're talking meditation, monastic life, deep study, she relapsed. She realized that all those years at the monastery, all the hours of meditation, the beautiful teachings, none of it was enough to protect her. Zen alone was not the answer.
So the real heart of this book isn't about choosing one path over the other. Not at all. It's about the powerful combination of two very different approaches, Zen and the principles of recovery, working together.
What she found was that to get real, sustainable healing, she needed both. For her, neither one was complete on its own. But when she integrated them, well, that opened up a life full of new possibilities that neither path could provide alone. The key insight was that recovery had to come first, and then everything else, including a new Zen practice, could follow.
Now, what's so interesting is when you break down the unique gifts each path brings to the table. Zen offers the sangha, this amazing community, along with its ancient practices and really deep teachings. On the other hand, recovery programs like the 12 Steps provide their own kind of powerful fellowship, a community built on a shared, lived struggle. And they offer this practical, down-to-earth language and really concrete tools designed specifically to deal with the mechanics of addiction. Okay, so what does the synthesis actually look like in real life? Well, the book is just filled with these beautiful concepts that turn ancient wisdom into real tools for building a new life.
Take kintsugi, for example. I love this. It's this Japanese art form where instead of hiding the cracks in broken pottery, you highlight them with gold. You make them a beautiful central part of the object's story. And the metaphor is just so clear. Our past wounds, our struggles, they're not things to be ashamed of. They can actually become the source of our greatest strength and beauty.
And this ties right into another brilliant idea in the book. It's this metaphor of spitting straw into gold, straight out of the old fairy tale. The idea is that the straw of our painful past, all the chaos, the shame, the wreckage, can be spun into the gold of wisdom, compassion, and the freedom to help other people. The curse literally becomes a gift.
The author also weaves in these super practical Buddhist ethics like the 6 paramitas, or perfections. And these aren't just abstract ideas. They're presented as direct antidotes to the things that fuel addiction. So each practice is designed to counteract a specific poison. For instance, generosity is the antidote to that self-centered fear. Wholehearted effort is the antidote to just feeling stuck. It's basically a roadmap for retraining your mind.
So where does all this lead? What's the ultimate result of this integrated path? It's a complete shift in how you live your life, moving from a life of looking for external fixes to one built on inner integrity. This quote from the Zen master Dogen Zenji just captures it perfectly.
I mean, our culture is constantly telling us to look outside ourselves for happiness, right? The next drink, the next purchase, the next thrill. This path teaches the exact opposite, to turn the light inward and start digging for riches right in the center of your own life.
And the freedom you find there is just profound. It's not about trying to slap on a new identity and become a better person. It's realizing you don't have to become someone else at all. Your whole story, especially the broken parts, becomes your greatest asset. It becomes a source of real hope that you can offer to others who are still in the dark.
The book really pushes you to do some deep reflection, and we're going to end this explainer with one of its most important questions. It gets right to the heart of that addictive bargain. What does this behavior promise you, and what is it truly taken away from you? It's a question worth sitting with for anyone who's looking for a more authentic way to live.